The Wheel of Life, Mastering Your Physical Environment, Stewardship versus Status. Do you know that one often overlooked but crucial slice in the Wheel of Life is your physical environment? Let me give you this challenge to contemplate on. What significance to your overall success, accomplishment, and state of being do you attribute to the stewardship of your spaces? Those that encompass where you live and work, the objects you own, the safety of your surroundings, and the general atmosphere that surrounds you. Why this matters? The feedback loop. Your external environment is a feedback loop to your internal state of being, essential to creating the mental clarity and professional image that leads to your success. Clutter creates cortisol. Visual chaos translates to mental noise, making it harder to focus or relax. Aesthetics affect mood. Lighting and space can significantly impact your energy levels and creativity. Lastly, functionality saves energy. A well-organized space reduces the friction that drains your willpower, hence saving for bigger and meaningful tasks. Assessment. Where are you now? To manage and improve, you first need to measure. Ask yourself these questions and give this segment of your life a fulfillment score from 1 to 10. First, the threshold test. Do you feel an immediate sense of relief and recharge when you walk through your front door? Second, the deep work test. Is your workspace, both physical and digital, set up to invite focus, or does it repel you with clutter to perform deep work, which is distraction-free concentration on cognitively demanding tasks? The recovery test. Is your bedroom a true battery charger that supports high performance? The intentionality test. Do the objects around you serve a purpose or provide negative space? Or are you merely housing items that no longer spark joy? Lastly, the professional signal. Does your environment, including your virtual background, project the executive state you want to embody? 3 pillars of improvement. Pillar A. The home sanctuary for rest and recharge. Generally, we all aspire for high-performance career. And when you're into it, you need to protect your energy to sustain high-performance requirement. You cannot sustain a high-performance career without high-quality recovery. The philosophy here is that our home should be the antidote to the stress of the outside world. Home is where we start and end our day, and it's very important that after a long, tiring day, most of the times, for many of us after work, we come home to our place conducive to peace, recharging, and relaxation. Let me share my story about a high-stress foreign assignment on a project that I had, and how I considered 4 essentials in the home we choose for my assignment helped me be at my best performance. In 2008, I was proposed as one of the project managers to a large and significant consortium project in China. I was interviewed and approved by the client to manage one of the projects within the consortium. My foreign assignment package was for a married status category to include my wife on the assignment. Upon arrival to China, we were initially booked in the hotel for 21 days while HR accompanied me and my wife to scout and choose for the right place for us to live on assignment. Between a house and a condominium unit, we preferred the latter for simplicity and ease of daily upkeep. We were lucky to have found and negotiated a new condo unit in a secure upscale community relatively close to the office. The unit was on a premium condominium building with only 2 units per floor. It's new, bare, and the owner generously afforded me and my wife to choose the furniture and main appliances from a recommended reputable furniture shop. I know from experience that the project assigned to me will be an intense one considering a very tight, meticulous schedule involving a turnaround shutdown. My wife and I had our criteria of what we need for a comfortable living space for rest and relaxation at the end of each day. There were 4 essentials for us, for our living space, that we negotiated as very important. First, the main bed. The size and quality of mattress and the pillows. A comfortable bed is key to a restful, sound sleep and stress relief. Second, the sofa. Important to be of good quality material and full wide seating. The sofa complements the bed in many ways and times of the day for secondary rest and relaxation. Third, the dining table for 8. We plan to bring our children for vacation visits during the assignment and sometimes inviting friends and colleagues for occasions. A good home meal on a wide and large enough dining table, having a nice conversation and exchange while seated comfortably and steady adds a momentous ambience to dining together. And lastly, a dedicated study room where I spend time separately at night for remote work to check and answer emails, attend video conference calls related to the project, and reporting to my management. Needs to be a separate but conducive space for those activities. Going home at the end of the day to a comfortable and peaceful place of abode, conducive to rest, recharging, and sometimes remote work, it helped me perform to the best of what is expected of me during the project execution. Pillar B, the engine room, for your focus and flow. Your workspace says a lot about you and your performance at work. It is important at work that your focus and flow of creativity is enhanced and remains unhindered the whole time. Here are some essentials to observe. Ergonomics and visual quieting. Proper furniture, like a supportive chair and proper monitor height, is an investment in long-term health. A clear desk invites work. The executive state trigger. There is a psychological phenomenon called enclosed cognition, and just as a suit shifts your mindset, a professional room dictates your mental mode. Third, the digital environment. Be reminded that your computer desktop and phone screen count. A cluttered digital desktop causes just as much stress as a physical one. Virtual presence. In a remote or hybrid world, your background on video calls is your office attire. Your Zoom background is your next suit. It must command respect and minimize distraction. Pillar C, the aesthetic and sensory. It's the psychological cues. Sensory anchors. Smell bypasses the logical brain and hits the emotional center directly. Use scent and upgraded textiles like towels and mugs to trigger happiness. Vitality and readiness. Healthy plants signal abundance, stability, and while a clear entryway signals you are in control and ready to welcome others. The luxury of negative space. Change perspective about availability of space. In a consumerist world, having empty space is a greater status signal than having stuff. View an 80% empty shelf to signal bandwidth and choice, whereas a crammed shelf signals clinging. Actionable maintenance habits. A great environment isn't achieved once. It's maintained daily with good habits. We have the one-touch rule. Try to handle items only once. When you take off your jacket, hang it up immediately rather than throwing it on a chair to be moved later. Open the mail and sort it immediately. The 10-minute evening reset. Before bed, spend just 10 minutes resetting your main living area. Flap the pillows, load the dishwasher, and clear the tables. Your future self will thank you when you wake up to a peaceful home. Lastly, the one-in, one-out policy. When you buy something new, something old must be donated or discarded to prevent accumulation. A colleague at work shared me a story about her nephew, his gay partner, who were living together in a condo flat in Singapore. They have agreed on a single rule to maintain harmony in their current space and prevent unnecessary accumulation. Before they can add anything to their current space, they must first subtract to maintain the status quo. No accumulation. Buying new clothes, shoes for example, would mean old clothes and shoes must be disposed. Cabinets will not be crowded, shoes will always be on the racks. Same with appliances and furniture. Out with the old first, then in with the new. Conclusion. The critical takeaway. The philosophy of environment. Improving your physical environment is an act of self-respect. By curating your surroundings, you tell yourself that you are worthy of peace, order, and beauty. Remember, the critical takeaway here is status versus stewardship. If you focus purely on status, waiting for the promotion to get the nice office, you may live in chaos for years. However, if you focus on stewardship, making your current small desk immaculate and professional, you create the mental clarity and professional image that leads you to your success. Success is not just about moving into a bigger room. It is about mastering the room you are in. So, as we close this episode, I leave you with a challenge to contemplate. Are you waiting for the status of a bigger room before you begin to excel? Or are you practicing the stewardship required to master the room you are in today? For our next area in the wheel, I will dig deeper into the most coveted area in the wheel of life, which is foundational to the quality of life we strive for after health. Kindly like and share to others, to those you know but I may never meet. This has been influenced by RCL. I'm Rolly Lawas, wishing you a life of balance, purpose, and success. Until next time, good day ahead.